What's going on, Bottom Line viewers? What's going on, Pats Nation? It's Mitch here of the Bottom Line View, here to recap the New England Patriots' huge win over the Tennessee Titans, 35-14 in the divisional round of the NFL 2018 playoffs. The Patriots advance to the AFC Championship. I couldn't be more excited. If you're a Patriots fan, you probably couldn't be more excited either. You know, the Patriots were expected to win this game. They were 13.5-point favorites, but I think they won this game and did even more. They covered the point spread. They looked impressive on both sides of the ball, and I think the Patriots are prepping for what is going to be another Super Bowl run. I want to discuss this game with you guys. Leave your comments and your thoughts on this game in the live chat or the comments below if you're watching this after the fact. Whatever questions you have, put them in the chat. I'll get to them when I can. It's only me today because, you know, AC, he's living life. He just won. The Philadelphia Eagles just won. I give respect to that. Congratulations to AC. He's moving on to the NFC Championship. The Philadelphia Eagles will host the NFC Championship. As for Kevin Olenek and as for Dylan Villa, they just didn't want to come on because the Patriots won. I'm pretty sure it's a conspiracy over here. I don't know what you guys think. I think they just won't want to be with me when the Patriots win a playoff game. But anyways, Patriots win at 35-14. I'm going to discuss the players, the big plays in the game, the turning points, all the good stuff. Let's get into the game. First off, slow start to the game for the Patriots. As for the Titans, good start to the game. 7-0 early on, and that's the way the first quarter actually ended, 7-0. Then on, the Patriots had 28 unanswered points. I think even 35 unanswered points, but I'm not quite sure. I think it was at least 28. It could have been 35 unanswered points for the New England Patriots as they end this game and they dominate this game from second quarter on. The Tennessee Titans did have one nice drive in the first quarter. Mariota made some plays, hit a deep ball to Delaney Walker over the middle for about 30 yards. It was a 95-yard drive. They started on their 5-yard line. They made their way up the field. Running was limited. Mariota made some plays on that drive. He threw to Delaney Walker over the middle. He hit Corey Davis on a couple plays, including a one-hand catch for a touchdown. Then from there on, the Patriots dominated, whether it was passing the football on offense, running the football on offense, whether it was the secondary, the run defense, or the pass rush. The Patriots dominated, especially in the second half. Especially, I thought in the second and third quarters, the Patriots looked like the far better team. The Patriots looked like the more complete team. And they were dominating on both sides of the ball. The Tennessee Titans offensively were getting backed up to 3rd and 30s in their own end. The Patriots offense was moving the ball, converting on third down, running, passing. Screen game was on point. Gronkowski was on point. Danny Amendola was playoff Danny Amendola. James White was playoff James White. So there were some big plays in that regard for the Patriots offense and defense. The Patriots defense sacked Marcus Mariota 8 times in this game for a total of 52 yards. Nuts. I know that a lot of people want to talk about, we'll get to the pass rush in a little bit. I know a lot of people want to talk about what could have been designated as the turning point in the game. There were 2 calls in this game that people were complaining about on Twitter. The first one being the offensive pass interference call on Eric Decker. Now, I thought that was a weak call. It just looked like both players were fighting. And I think they really called it because it looked like Eric Decker pushed off due to the fact that Malcolm Butler kind of was off balance. He initially tried to jam Eric Decker, was caught off balance, sort of slipped, and it almost made it look like Decker actually pushed off of Malcolm Butler, but that wasn't the case. I think that was a weak call, but you never know in that case. The Titans still had to drive down the field anyways. I mean, you could argue that that could have been a turning point call. You could also argue that the Patriots could have stopped them on the next 3 downs and they would have punted. So you really don't know what would have happened. But I thought the call was a little weak. Then as for the punt, the Patriots were within, I think, their own 20 at least. It might have been their own 15-yard line. They were punting the football, and what looked like the Patriots were punting it, and what looked like a false start ended up actually being an offside call. Now, I think this was the right call. The problem with the call doesn't come with the call. It comes with when they called the flag. The flag was late, and they initially called a false start, which made the play a bad call. The call itself was not a bad call. It was just late, and it took too long for the refs to actually switch the call, which was bizarre. It doesn't make sense. And if anything, just wipe out the false start and call it a null and void and just have the Patriots punt the ball. So for me, you know, those were two calls that Tennessee Titans fans or Patriot haters want to talk about, those being the refs are on the Patriots payroll. Those were, turning point calls a little bit. But you also have to credit the Patriots for taking those calls and taking advantage of those calls and taking advantage of the Tennessee Titans' mistakes. And how you knew that the Patriots were going to dominate the rest of the game, after halftime, Mike Mularkey, the Tennessee Titans coach, comes out and complains about the refs to a sideline reporter. That is not a mature football team. That's not a good head coach. And that's not the message you should send to your team. You should not be sending the message to your team that you're getting screwed over by the refs. No matter how bad the refs calls could be and would be and were at times, you can't deliver that message to the Tennessee Titans roster if you're the coach. It's stupid. It makes no sense. It's poor coaching, in my opinion. So I'm going to address those calls. Got it out of the way. If you have any other questions about those calls, let me know. But those were the only two real fishy calls in the entire game. The rest of it was called well, in my opinion. And it's not like the Patriots didn't make mistakes of their own early on in this game. I did think that the Patriots, especially offensively, did have a little bit of bye week rust. You do see it a little bit in the playoffs and even in the regular season when it comes to teams coming off a bye week. They take a little bit of time to get going. And I thought you saw a little bit of that in this game. And it's nice to know that the bye week is over. The Patriots were playing a team like the Titans where they could afford to get that rust off. And we saw that in the game last year against the Texans. They had the rust early on. They got over it, and they won the game convincingly. This was a similar game. I thought actually this game was a lot more convincing. Besides the first quarter, the Patriots absolutely dominated it, 100%. So starting off with the leaders on both sides for the Patriots, Tom Brady, another fantastic playoff game. 35 for 53, 337 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and an 102.5 passer rating. Tom Brady was pretty fantastic in this game. Rarely missed a throw, and even when he missed a throw, it could have been completed. Like the one down the left sideline to Brandon Cooks, where it was about an inch away. There are a couple of plays to James White that he could have caught. Chris Hogan that he could have caught. I thought Tom Brady was pretty fantastic. Most of the incomplete passes were not really his fault. He was rather under pressure, or he had to throw the ball away, or it was dropped. I really didn't see many throws. There was maybe one or two where Brady just made a bad throw. That obviously is going to happen. He's human. But for the most part, he looked great. And for me, this was by far his best game in the past 5 to 6 weeks. So if you're a Patriots fan, that's what should give you the most confidence. Tom Brady looks like Tom Brady. Great game by him. Then for the Tennessee Titans, Marcus Mariota, 22 for 37, 254, 6.9 yards per completion and 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Did not throw an interception in this game. Was sacked 8 times. Now, and he also had a 98 passer rating. Now, this is tough because I thought Mariota didn't play terrible. I thought he did make some plays. He did make some throws. He did have a couple of runs in this game, 4 carries, 37 yards, ended up leading the team for the Tennessee Titans. A lot of people probably thought that would have been rare, that the Titans' leading rusher would have been Marcus Mariota. But Mariota, I thought, he made some throws. He also missed a couple of guys. So there is that. But I also tend to think that the Patriots, their secondary is super underrated. And we'll get to the Patriots' performance on defense in just a little bit when I talk about the leaders for them. But overall, taking away Marcus Mariota's performance, his receivers aren't that great. He's not working with much in the passing game. Delaney Walker's a top 5 tight end, but besides that, you can't say that about any of their receivers on their team. Eric Decker's been invisible all season. Corey Davis has been hurt all year. Rashard Davis was invisible in this game and was just erased by Stephon Gilmore. and Derrick Henry in the run game wasn't working. So for me, from what the Titans actually gathered on offense, Mariota was the one making those plays. I can't blame him too much. I've been very harsh on Mariota this season. I don't think he's had a really good season. This year, he had a poor season. He declined in the regular season. But I actually thought that he had a decent game here, and he had a good game against the Chiefs. So I can't put the full blame on Mariota. Then when it comes to the running game, Dion Lewis, 15 carries, 62 yards, 4 yards per carry. Definitely take that against the Tennessee Titans' 4th-ranked run defense. Also, Brandon Bolden to chew out the clock, four carries, 27 yards for 6.8 yards per carry. That was really nice. Also a touchdown. That was really nice to see that Bolden got in this game without Burkhead there and without Gillislee in the lineup, which was interesting that they decided not to go with Gillislee. He's probably a little bit too banged up, but Bolden also gives them the threat on special teams and a solid special teams guy, contributor in that end. And Bolden looked impressive against the Jets week 17. And I like that they gave him a couple runs here. He shows a lot of power. He gives a different look from what Dion Lewis gives them. He can't catch for shit, but you don't need him to do that because James White can do that perfectly fine. Speaking of James White, 4 carries, 11 yards. And then for the Tennessee Titans, the key to the game for me for the Patriots defense, stopping the run, only 12 carries, which is good for the Patriots. You didn't want 20 carries because that probably meant you lost the game. Derrick Henry, 12 carries, 28 yards, 2.3 yards per carry. Now, I came into this game pretty confident in the Patriots defense, and I'd like to pat myself on the back and say I was correct. I've really been impressed with the Patriots' run defense in the last few weeks, especially since getting Kyle Van Noy back and having James Harrison. Believe it or not, James Harrison has made a massive difference in the run defense. No, a lot of people thought he was going to come in and be this sack specialist and this pass rusher, but James Harrison for the Patriots has been the edge stopper. He's been the guy that's gotten the containment, and he's so strong that he's just able to push back tight ends and tackles into the backfield, and that has really helped the Patriots' rush defense, especially on the outside. And guys like Lawrence Guy, Malcolm Brown, who's really showed up, even without Alan Branch, I thought the whole front seven played a really good game against the run. I thought Patricia did a really good job in that regard. And Derrick Henry had little to nowhere to run. Every single time, he had to rather bounce it out and there's nowhere to go, and the safeties came down like Pat Chung in the box, or he was running up the middle with big, fat guys right in the middle. So Derrick Henry, can't fault him here. I didn't see a lot to run with for the Titans. Then you go to the receivers. Danny Amendola leads the way. 11 catches, 112 yards, and boy, am I excited and happy that I started him in some DraftKings lineups. He had a really good game. He caught 11 of 13 targets, including that one crazy play by Tom Brady near the end of the game. Amendola had a lot of clutch third down performances, and Danny Amendola continues to be clutch on third down and continues to be clutch in the playoffs. He doesn't show up a ton in the regular season. They like to hide him and keep him fresh till the playoffs, and he did it again. He's really good. He's really underrated. And I thought he would have a nice game here, considering the Titans really only have 2 pretty good corners. Their third corner is kind of weak, and I thought that Amendola would take advantage of that, as he did. Rob Gronkowski had a solid game, not anything sexy, but he did get in the end zone, had 6 catches on 81 yards. Typical good game from Gronk. Dion Lewis, superb game, not only running for 62 yards, also catching 79 yards, 9 receptions for Dion Lewis. Great game. The Titans coming into this game, the worst defense against the running back receiver, and the Patriots definitely took advantage of that. If you're going to play a team and you're the worst against the running back receiving-wise, and you're playing the Patriots, that's not good, because the Patriots are really good at using their running backs. Dion Lewis almost had that touchdown. It was called back. His butt was down on the ground, but that was a really nice screen call by Josh McDaniels. James White had a touchdown. Rushing and receiving, so a solid game for him. Receiving also, Brandon Cooks, 3 catches, 32 yards, not much. Did have a couple of chances. I thought he had a lot of targets. He had 9. Didn't really make much of those targets. He could have got a couple more, but, he again had chances, but just didn't really fully come through for this offense. I thought, he made a couple plays, but I thought he was kind of a disappointment in this one. And Chris Hogan had 1 catch for a touchdown. It did just really help to have him out there, and his recognition of the offense, his ability to separate, his ability to block, and his ability to get open in the red zone was key. So that was nice to have him out there as a Patriots fan. On the other side of things, Eric Decker, 6 catches, 85 yards on 7 targets. A lot of that came in garbage time. 5 catches, 63 yards for Corey Davis, 2 touchdowns. Did have a couple nice catches in this game. Delaney Walker, 3 catches, 49 yards. Rashard Matthews, 3 for 27. Derrick Henry, 3 for 21. Not a lot. No receiver went over 100. No receiver even got 90. No receiver even got 7 receptions. So the Patriots secondary did a really good job. Receivers only caught 6, 11, 15 passes in this game. So receivers only caught 15 passes in this game. Tight end for 3, a running back for 3. So pretty good from the corners of the Patriots. Defensively, for the Tennessee Titans, I can't say much good. I didn't see much good. I thought in the first quarter they played okay, but I thought it was more about the Patriots not necessarily making and converting the plays, because the Patriots were moving the ball. They just weren't getting it into Titans territory. And, there was a couple plays early on where the Titans got some pressure. Sure. They did make a couple plays in coverage. I thought Logan Ryan was okay. He had 12 tackles, led the way. Kevin Byard got destroyed in this game. I know he was talking about making Brady Blake Bortles. He gave up a touchdown to Gronk. He gave up a number of plays down the field. I was not a fan of him in this game. Wesley Woodyard had 11 tackles. Cyprian had 7 tackles, tackle for loss. Williamson had a pass deflection and 9 tackles. I didn't mind the front 7 overall for Tennessee. They didn't do a bad job against a run, but they just seemed to be outmatched. And really, when it came to the Patriots offense, I really like to see the no-huddle offense back for the Patriots. It really seemed to work well for them, and really slowed down the Tennessee pass rush. It also slowed down the rotations for them subbing in players, and they just seemed gassed near the end of the game. Even in the second quarter, I mean, the Patriots were just getting chunk plays, and it was really effective. For the Patriots defense, I talked about their pass rush being really good. I thought they did an excellent job of containing Mariota, despite maybe one play in the entire game. I thought they did a really good job. Marquise Flowers continues to be a little bit of an X factor when it comes to against mobile quarterbacks. He's been really good with a sack, a quarterback hit, tackle for loss, 4 tackles. Pat Chung had a good game in coverage. Tall task playing Delaney Walker, but he was up for the challenge. Eric Rowe was fantastic tackling today. McCourty was there. Trey Flowers had a really good game with 3 quarterback hits. Geno Grissom at the end of the game, a backup special teams player with 2 sacks. Dietrich Wise, pressure up the middle, 2 sacks. I thought the schemes and the pass rush and the blitzes from Matt Patricia were really well executed. It was nice to have Kyle Van Noy out there. Malcolm Brown, Ricky Jean-Francois filling in for Alan Branch were both really good against the run. James Harrison made 3 tackles. Despite maybe one player, I thought the only guy that I really saw that played poorly in this game, not necessarily poorly. I think that Malcolm Butler had a bad game. Now, I don't think he played terrible, but he let up 2 touchdowns. One of them doesn't really matter, but he let up the one-hand catch to Corey Davis. It was pretty good coverage, but I mean, he seemed to be getting beat the most in this game. Stephon Gilmore was fantastic. I don't even know if he let up a catch in this entire game. Like he erased Rashard Matthews. And you know what? If the Patriots play the Pittsburgh Steelers next week, I want to see Stephon Gilmore get more chances to cover Antonio Brown, because we didn't get to see that. Antonio Brown, Malcolm Butler was covering him, and I understand that's kind of a matchup that the Patriots do tend to like. But I think Stephon Gilmore is going to be a real big key to this team's defense coming down the line of these playoffs. And he was really good. And honestly, he's been really good this season despite the first 5 games. He took some time to adjust, and then he really is, rounded into form for the Patriots defense. And to be honest, the Patriots defense, there is no defense in the NFL that puts more pressure on their corners to make plays. We saw times in this game where Mariota had tons of time, but there is no team that gets more coverage sacks, I swear, than the Patriots. Their ability to play man coverage with 3 or 4 corners deep is their ability, and their safeties, their ability to play man with Chung and McCourty has been the best and biggest thing for their defense since 2014. Their ability to play man coverage across the board, their ability to press, and just put all the pressure on their corners, and having the confidence to say, okay, we're not going to have a safety over the top, Gilmore and Butler. We're going to let you go one-on-one, and we're just going to stuff Derrick Henry. That is huge. That's something that doesn't show up on the stat sheet. So I think that is something that casual fans and Patriot fans need to give more credit and watch a little bit more. Because the Patriots secondary and their ability to take away certain receivers, their ability to be flexible, and their ability to cover. It's not like the Patriots have a top-tier pass rusher. It's not like they have a top-tier pass rush. They got 8 sacks in this game. Why did they get 8 sacks? Because they could cover. And because they had a couple of blitzes and key situations that Matt Patricia drew up, and they executed them. So, Patriots defense, Patriots offense complemented each other well and played a good game. Gostkowski missed a field goal, was not good. Don't really know what else to say there. He had one opportunity to kick a field goal, and he missed. He did hit 5 extra points, so that was good. Ryan Allen, punting-wise, I thought was pretty good. I do need to give a shout-out to Brett Kern for the Titans punting. Really good. He was phenomenal today. Even if the Titans lost, he's a Pro Bowler. He played excellent. So give a shout-out to Brett Kern for his ability to punt. And those are the main leaders and stats for this game. I discussed some of the penalties early on. I discussed some of the big plays. But again, another superb playoff performance from Tom Brady. I thought the biggest thing in this game was just the Patriots coaching. Matt Patricia, Josh McDaniels, excellent game plans. And especially Josh McDaniels early in this game, there were some amazing calls. And you could see that teams like the beat writers for the Colts and the Giants, they were all like, let's hire this guy right now because he had a really, really good game. And so did Matt Patricia. And they're out there to prove themselves that they can be head coaches. So credit them for stepping up. As for Malarkey, I don't know if he's going to have his job back. If I'm a Titans owner and I'm looking at what McDaniels did today, I'm seriously questioning keeping him. And I'm seriously questioning keeping him after his comments at halftime. And after, I know that they gave him a vote of confidence, but I don't know if that was just a vote of confidence because they won the game. They had terrible clock management at the end of the first half. It's just bad. I don't really know. He didn't do anything special. The Patriots knew they were going to run the ball. Did Marcus Mariota do any creative things in this exotic smash mouth that Mike Mularkey has brought to Tennessee? What did they really do that was special? What did they really do that Belichick didn't expect? I mean, it wasn't good from a coaching perspective for the Titans, in my opinion. And simply, like I thought the game would be 38-13. I was close. I thought it was 38-34-13. I predicted 34 earlier in the week, then I predicted 38 later in the week, so take it as you wish. But the game pretty much ended up the way I thought it would. It was surprising to see the Titans come out and start faster than the Patriots. That was the one surprising part. And I was also kind of surprised on how good the Patriots defense played in this game. So those were the two surprising things of the game that I really didn't expect. But otherwise, I expected this game to go the way it did, and I think a lot of people expected a big Patriots win, and I'm happy to see it. When you expect something, you hope it happens. Now the Patriots are on to play rather the Pittsburgh Steelers or the Jacksonville Jaguars at home next week, and they're going to be prepping and watching that game tomorrow, so I'm excited to see that one in the AFC Championship. All right, I'm going to get to some comments here. Starting off with the Minutemen, or the Minuteman. Very solid win, he says. Defense went all out, and the offense was very effective through the second and third quarters. Both our returning offensive weapons scored today, showing they're meshing well. That's true. It was nice to see those guys kind of come back in, and you're not sure if they're going to have rust. You're not sure how they're going to look coming off the bye, but definitely those two guys had a good game, Hogan and White. I didn't think Hogan was great. You know, he really didn't do a lot, but at least he did score. Marcos says refs played well in the first half. Yeah, whatever. Kristaps Gozingas says, what's going on, bottom line viewers? It's Mitch here. The Minuteman says, also, what were their 10 sacks today? There's 8. Bodo says, why was the Pat Stars in so late? They always are. And Gronk was pulled at about the 7-minute of the fourth quarter. Brady was pulled right where he usually is at 3 minutes, which I agree. They should stay in as long as they can. It's a playoff game. And I don't know. That's just the way I see it. Marcos says offside call on the punt was bad. Yeah, I discussed those two things. The Minuteman says Derek played well for the Decker. Sorry, Derek. Decker played well for the Titans. Only player doing anything for Tennessee. Really, I thought he played well in the second half when the game didn't really matter, but I didn't think he really stepped up. I thought Corey Davis was better than Decker today, personally. Bodo said it was a boring-ass game. It was a boring-ass game past the second quarter. Like, once the game was 21-7, everyone else knew it was over. Vanilli Billy says, or maybe because of typical bandwagon Patriot fans. I'm not sure what he means by that. Or she, I don't know who this is. Dick LeBeau is the bitch of Bill Belichick. More like Tom Brady, to be honest. Minuteman says, guess the pit. Pats give the impression in their wins. Where are the Steelers at? Says Stefan. Yeah, where are those Steelers at, Bodo? Get them ready. Get them prepped. Coach says turning point was the kickoff. All Pats domination. Tested next week versus Pittsburgh. Let's not assume that Pittsburgh is going to be playing next week. I mean, I think they're going to win, but Jacksonville has a shot. Yeah, if the Steelers lose, I'm going to laugh too, Minuteman, because it's actually hilarious how the Steelers and their fans just automatically assume they're going to win. Like, Mike Mitchell is already talking about them winning the game and them playing the Patriots. I thought it was hilarious when Jalen Ramsey cut his promo like, wait, that game's on the schedule? I thought that was pretty funny. Titans quit after the first half. I don't know if they quit. Wolfgar said only team maybe can beat the Pats is the Vikes, a good offense and one defensive team. The Pats will destroy them just like the Titans. Oh, any other team, the Pats will destroy them. Okay. Yeah, I agree with you. I think the Vikings is the toughest matchup for the Patriots. I do think that the Patriots defense would play well against a guy like Case Keenum, but I think that the defense for Minnesota would be a challenge. So as a Pats fan, I honestly think you're cheering for the Saints tomorrow, and it doesn't really matter in the AFC to me, to be honest. I think it might be slightly easier to beat Jacksonville, but I think, Pittsburgh's offense is a challenge, but then again, Jacksonville's defense is a challenge, so pick your poison. I'd rather play Blake Bortles, obviously. Next year is prove it time for Mariota, says Rob. Talisha says Patriots, let's go. Let's go, Patriots. Wolfgar says Titans have not enough weapons to compete with the Pats. I'd agree. They were outclassed. Too much talent. Is it the 7th or the 8th AFC Championship in a row? Because they played 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017. I think it's the 8th, is it not? I could be wrong there. The Patriots will lose in the AFC Championship game, says Von Hook. I predicted 34-14 Pats, says Training Solutions. Nice prediction. HGH Bros, says Bodo. I don't know if you've ever seen Brady, but he's definitely not on HGH. The refs screwed the Titans, apparently. Okay. Bodo says another thing. F. Bell. You know whose fault this is? Tomlin. He's not a coach. He's a cheerleader. I'll not be surprised when the Steelers lose Sunday. I thought you said the Steelers were going to pound the Patriots in the AFC Championship. Training Solution says, what happened to Bell? Thanks for the Garoppolo trade, says Wolfger. Yeah, no problem, man. I'm not really happy about that one, but Brady hopes to God Steelers beat us tomorrow. Or I'm guessing you're a Jaguars fan. I don't know, man. I mean, the Jags defense is great, but you're not going to score 10 points against New England in New England and beat them. So, Patriots and Eagles, Super Bowl 52. I would like to see that, especially because it would be fun between me and AC. I disagree that Brown is a huge mismatch over Gilmore. I think the Patriots have proven in the past that they can take Brown away from the Steelers. But I would say that they will double team him. But I would like to see Gilmore play him one-on-one. I think that would just be interesting to see what would happen. A couple plays. Pepe says, is Brady really the GOAT in your opinion? Yes, definitely. No question. I think he's pretty much solidified that. I thought he was the GOAT way back. Maybe a little bit too premature when I thought he was the greatest of all time. I probably thought he was the greatest of all time after the 2010 season when he won his second MVP. I thought he had the discussion there at that point. But then definitely after he beat the Seahawks, I thought he was the greatest of all time. And then just beating the Falcons and having that season as well, and this longevity that he's had, I think has fully solidified him as the greatest of all time. Well, I think Montana and Manning would probably round out my top three. Falcons fan says, go Falcons. Too bad you guys lost today. Ferocious Film, why don't you think Brady is the GOAT? I'm interested to hear. Like everybody else. Oh, Jollywood's back. He says, Mitch, let us borrow your O-line and we'll blow out everyone in the NFL. I don't know about that. They did play really well today. I didn't bring that up. Good spot, Jollywood. They played really well today. I do agree with you, A-Train. If they get a quarterback next year, I think that changes everything. But we're talking about this year. And they don't have that quarterback and they don't have that offense. I never brought up 28-3 Falcons fan. Never brought it up. But if you want me to bring it up. Mitch, what is your take on the Eagles-Falcons game? Actually, Training Solutions, I don't know if you watched myself and AC's live reactions. We'll probably discuss that a little bit more tomorrow, the Eagles-Falcons game. But I expected the Eagles to win. I picked them. If you don't believe me, you can go back to the predictions video and the preview for the game. But I thought the game pretty much unraveled the way I thought it would. And I was actually even more impressed with the Eagles than I thought I would be at the end of the game. Because if you really think about it, the Falcons came away with only 10 points off 2 turnovers. I thought Nick Foles was okay. You know, he made enough plays to win the game. Jay Ajayi had a nice game. I thought the defense played really, really well. They didn't give up any big plays. They were great in the red zone. Schwartz had a really nice game plan. I do think that the Falcons were slightly overrated going into that game. I think that the Eagles should have been favored in that game. Sarkisian just and that Atlanta offense, if you watched them all year, you knew that they weren't going to have a great performance. You knew this was going to be a low-scoring game. And ultimately, the Falcons couldn't come through. And the Eagles, with their home field advantage, their motivation of being the underdog was enough for them to take the win. And I thought they had a really good game today. I was really impressed. I think it's Grawl Jack. I don't know. I'll just call you Jack. I subscribe, he says. Thanks, man. Remember, Tom Brady didn't beat Seahawks. Malcolm Butler did. Yeah, okay. Tom Brady had 4 touchdowns in that game. Jordan says, yeah, Brady's the GOAT. Had another good game today, that's for sure. Had a feeling the Falcons would lose. Anything else we want to bring up here? Hey, bro, is Dylan really angry I said he looked like Mitchell Trubisky's little brother? If so, I apologize. I thought he would laugh. No disrespect to your channel. No problem. It's just a joke. I think he knows it's a joke. I don't know what. I don't know. Dylan gets offended over little things, so I really don't have any idea. You'll have to ask him yourself, but I'm pretty sure he knows it's a joke. A-Train, people are complaining about the 10-3 Jags win. I'm not, because I thought it would be something like that. People are complaining about it because the Bills are terrible. That's why people are complaining about it. The Atlanta Falcons are actually pretty decent. Bodo says, good job, Mitch. Peace out. See you, Bodo. Good luck tomorrow. Packer says, Mitch, what's going on with that prize? Damn it, what was the prize again? Was it gift cards, right? I believe. Okay. The problem right now is we need to get Dylan to get those gift cards. Because Dylan is American. I'm assuming you're American. I can't go out in Canada and buy, something. Unless I could do it online, some sort of gift card online. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. I have to talk to Dylan about it, but we'll definitely get it to you as soon as we can. I'll have to talk to him. But next time you see Dylan on a video, say, Dylan, where's my gift cards? Julio Jones didn't decline, I don't think. I think it was more the offense and Steve Sarkisian. I would not trade him. What's up with Malcolm Butler? Had a bad game. He hasn't been great all year. He's been pretty good, but he hasn't been like as good as he was last year or the year before. I think he's had a down year. Again, I think the Patriots put a lot of pressure on their corners to make plays, like I said. But I think that overall, Malcolm Butler had a poor game. And I don't know, that might be lowering his price a little bit. I want to see him play better, and I think they're going to need him to play better next week. Would you rather have the Patriots play Pittsburgh or Jacksonville? Do you want a good game or an easier win? Honestly, I don't really care who they play. Like I said, I think it's a tough challenge to play the Pittsburgh offense, and it's a tough challenge to play the Jacksonville defense. But at the end of the day, I would probably rather play Jacksonville, only slightly, because I think Jacksonville, one, it's a new challenge and it's a different game, and two, I'd rather play Blake Bortles. So that's my thoughts. I'd rather slightly though. Like I don't really care either way. Whoever the best team is, the Patriots will play. But we'll see. I don't think Le'Veon wants to leave Pittsburgh. I think he just wants to get paid, which I don't blame him. But I also, if I'm Pittsburgh, I'm thinking about getting rid of him because, again, my thoughts on running backs. He's getting there. He's getting, he's had a lot of carries, a lot of catches, and his body is wearing down. And for running backs, you don't want to hold on to them too long and pay them that money. And you've seen a lot of rookies, especially this year, running backs can come in right from the college football and play really well. So if I'm the Steelers, I think about it hard about re-signing Le'Veon Bell, no matter how good he is. Butler traded to the Eagles. I heard, the Kendricks thing. Honestly, I'd rather have Butler, even though I do like Kendricks. I think he's a good player. Would Le'Veon play good in Houston? Of course he would. Le'Veon's a great player. Although I think that Pittsburgh's offensive line is really good, I still think that, Le'Veon is great. So debate there. Okay, I'll take a couple more questions and then I'm going to go. I'm getting a little tired here. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. We might do a live reactions video tomorrow. I'm kind of interested in doing the Jacksonville game to do a live reactions. I'm kind of interested in it. We'll see if Dylan wants to do it or AC. We'll see about that. But otherwise, we're going to have a recap late in the night. It's not just going to be me. Ferocious Film says, hey, I always like your streams, bro. I learn a lot from you. Thanks. No problem. That's why I'm here. Hope you guys enjoy and hope you guys are entertained at the end of the day. Thanks, guys. See you later. Hope you guys enjoyed once again. Hit the like button, subscribe. More NFL. It's Mitch of the Bottom Line View. See you tomorrow. Good luck to your teams if you're playing. And go Pats. Peace.